This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord Yahawashi have made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that, come, the Lord has made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Who's the wicked? These elites, these high trillionaire elite banking families. They really govern the whole fucking world. That govern, that control, your whole banking system. That fund wars. That control sides of the wars and shit. That control, your fucking food. The very green pieces of paper that you keep fucking chasing your fucking life away for, killing your brother for, selling out your whole soul for, that control the media, the media that you consume, the shit you watch, the bullshit, the news, the movies, entertainment, that control everything, man. These elites, these super rich trillionaire, families that you don't ever see on social media. But they exist though, and they have that, so-called God complex about them, because they believe themselves to be as the Most High, like it says in Thessalonians, I believe, where he maketh himself to be as the Most High. He's the mystery of iniquity. That's the wicked, which the Lord's playing with you, man. The Lord literally has you thinking that you got everything on lock. The Lord has these elites thinking that literally they have everything on lock, which they do. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. I'll get that. But these are truly the wicked, man. And the Lord made them for his purpose, man. To bring forth prophecy, man. Because what's getting ready to come into a time is the whole world's getting ready to be tried, man. Everybody's gonna be tried in their bullshit, man. Everybody got their, everybody's standing upon something. Their ideologies, their foundation of what they think is fucking right. But see, Yahawashi is getting ready to check everybody with one thing. And it's through the hour of temptation. This is Job 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The whole earth is given to the hands of these elites, man. These Edomites. Esau, Edom. These small hats. These Amalekites. These small hats that run the music industry, that run your entertainment. Everything. It's everything, man. These imposters. You know what I'm saying? If you speak out against them, you'll get, clipped. But look at fucking Nick Cannon. That's him covering the faces of the judges thereof, man. Prior to 1948, of them making themselves, of them declaring themselves on that night, of them the owners of that land of Israel. They've deceived the whole world, man. They've literally, bro, how the fuck do you do that, man? How do you do that? Because of the real people, scattering away from the land from Roman persecution back in 69 AD and 70 AD from Titus, if I believe Titus Vespasian, his son, your count Titus, was after the Israelites, man, which forced millions of Israelites, of Jews, to flee to the western parts of Africa, and in some parts in Asia, if I believe, and you know what I'm saying, which they fled in western parts of Africa. So now, for a good period of time, that land was completely vacant, man, until all up to 1948. These Khazarian, these fucking Khazarian Empire cave dwelling beasts, decided upon themselves to just take them, to just take the land, and declare themselves in 1948 that they are the Jews. Which it goes to show you what type of people, who biblical Esau Edom truly is, man. Because so when you go into the history of the nature of Esau, throughout all his empires and the Greeks, there's a term called iconoclasm, of him covering up the faces, man, of him repainting the images of the true images and repainting them as themselves. It's like I come into a person's house, I enter to a person's house, and then, this person's house has his family pictures on the wall and shit, his pictures and shit. And it's like I take down all those pictures and I just put my images all up in his house, man. All up in his shit. Like, what the fuck? Well, that's exactly what these Edomites were doing, man. And they continue to do it all the way up until this day. You have the Renaissance, which is all according to prophecy, man. We're dealing with the dragon, rising up out of the bottomless pit over there in Europe. For a certain period of time, you had Israelites, which goes into the Dark Ages. For a certain period of time, our people was ruling over the Edomites, man. Over, after the Roman Empire was falling, our people for a certain period of time was ruling, over these, Esau, Edom, and Revelation, I believe it's 9. Revelation chapter, this Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. When the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven into the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil. Which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed for a little season. So for a certain period of time, after the Roman Empire, these Edomites couldn't deceive the world no more, man. Couldn't deceive the world no more, man. Over there, it's called the Russian icons. The Russian icons over there in Europe, where they still have the images of the ancient murals. Ancient murals are the true images of the people, of those that ruled over there, and they ain't gonna tell you that history, in these school systems, man. They ain't gonna tell you history about the Dark Ages, you know. And there's murals and and images of people with dark skin, of kings and queens and princes with dark skin, and the true images of Moses, of who, of whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ was, Yahawashi. There's the true images of the people, is all written over there, man. It's all over there, and shown over there, man. And it's still up to this day, But see, and I believe that there's a book upon it, if I'm not mistaken. It's like hundreds of dollars, man. To see the images, or to order the book, because see, that's Esau, truly hiding the images, man. But see, in today's time, the image is being brought up as who the Messiah truly is. As who you call Jesus Christ. All you see is images of the so-called white man. All you see is images of a so-called white man, of Cesare Borgia, which that image of that so-called white man is an actual real person. You know what I'm saying? And imposing himself as the Messiah, which the famous painter Michelangelo, painted that image of Cesare Borgia, and Cesare Borgia's father declared that image, as the image, as the anointed, as the Messiah. And ever since then, people ran with it, and that deceived the whole fucking world, man. Over there in Brazil, there's a whole statue, of with, the image of dog stringy hair, the fucking long hair and blue eyes and shit. There's a whole statue over there in Rio, of fucking white Jesus opening his hands, over the whole country and shit. That truly deceived the whole world, man. He paints, the images of the angels, with fucking, the little babies with wings and shit, with fucking bow and arrows, fucking butt naked and all that. With fucking white skin. That's not an image, of the powers in heaven, because the true image, they look just like the Most High with dark skin and and woolly hair, man. And they're about as tall as like 10 feet tall, man. With full-on beards. You know what I'm saying? See, and these things are true. And see, it goes to show you what type of nature that these devils are, man. It goes to show you who the biblical, Edomite is, according to the scriptures. Because in today's real time, to figure out who they are, because you got the other groups, because you got other groups talking about how, how Esau's Japhet, this and that, how Esau's this and that, how it's not the so-called white man, this and that, which, you know what I'm saying? Man, Esau, Edom is a so-called white man according to the scriptures, man. He is the mystery of iniquity, man. The sons of the wicked, literally, man. That third classification of mankind, the sons of the wicked, man. It is these niggas, these imposters, the ones that's highly prominent ruling in these last days over the whole earth, is Amalek. These Amalekites, man. And it's like, I just lost my train of thought. But know what I'm saying? It's you know, these Amalekites, which going back to, you know, the history of, you know, how Esau Edom, you know, in the time of the Greeks, you know, they, matter of fact, I'll get that in you know, in Maccabees. This is First Maccabees, chapter 3. This is First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid, verse 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Masphah. This is First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Masphah over against Jerusalem, for in Masphah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads, and rent their clothes, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, man. It's case in point right there. That's what you call iconoclasm. So where, you know, you repaint the images, you know. Matter of fact, I'll Google the definition. This is the etymology. This is the etymology of the iconoclast, breaker or destroyer of images. That's why, you know, like certain statues, you know, you would see, you know, like broken noses off of certain statues, you know, because those are actual so-called black people, man, you know, or those statues, you know, because see, you know, to make you, you know, to not figure out, you know, what type of person that was. So, you know, Esau would break off their noses off the statues and shit. But through the Renaissance, you know, in the time of the Renaissance, and, you know, the time, you know, of what we just read in the time of the Greeks, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, would repaint the images, you know, and make them to be as as themselves, man. Repaint the images, you know, and make them to be as themselves upon those images, man. You know, image of the Most High, the image of His Son, you know, and those, you know, in heaven. You know, the Lord tells you, you know, in Revelation, that the Lord knows them, the blasphemy of them that say they're Jews and they're not. You know, the scriptures tell you, you know, how Esau, matter of fact, I believe it's in Daniel. This is in Revelation 13. I'm saying,